guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Charlie. So today, for today's video, I am going to be testing the PLouise base to see if it is worth the hype. I've just actually ordered this like Thursday, so I wanted to test it and see if it was any good for eyeshadow, which apparently it is because everyone hypes about it. So I just got whatever one I thought would be light enough for my skin. So I got Rimmer 1, and yes, it looks pretty light, so that's good. It comes in, it's 15 milliliters, or 15 mils, and what I usually use is just like normal concealer for my eyelids, and that is roughly, it doesn't exactly say milliliters on here, but 13 grams, like, I don't know, it's the Conceal and Define or Conceal and Hydrate concealer, and as you can see there, I don't know, I mean this is a concealer and most of it is, like a lot of it is lid and the rest of it is pretty not the same. This will be full. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm gonna do one eye, this eye I'm gonna do concealer, and this eye I'm going to use the PLouise base, and I'm going to see how my eyeshadow keeps on during the day and whether it is worth the hype or not. So if you want to see how I get on and what eyeshadow look I plan on doing, or you know, if you just want to see what I cook up, then please just keep on watching. So while I'm testing out the PLouise base, I thought I'm going to use eyeshadow anyway, so I may as well test out a new palette. So it's not a new palette, but it's one I haven't used yet, and I bought it in I bought the three of them when they came out all together. I've done a video on the blushed palette, but this is the Revolution Pro New Neutral Smoked palette, and it comes in this black packaging with the gorgeous leopard print on the front and the back, and this is what it looks like on the inside. Some of the shades are glitters, which I don't particularly like in a palette, but I won't be using the glitters today anyway. So for my left eye, I'm going to go in with the concealer, and this is the eye that I'll do first because I know how to apply concealer. I don't know. So I'm just going to place it all over my lid. Generally where I place it every single time I do my eyeshadow. And then I'm just going to blend it in with my beauty sponge. So I'm not going to go for like a massive dramatic eye, I'm just going to go for a neutral because there's like 3 neutral shades in here that I can use. So I'm just going to take the shade, I think I can use the shade Void, which is just in this top left hand corner, and it is a cream, or yeah, it's like a cream matte, and I'm just going to apply it through the crease and bring it up a bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wanted to buy the PLouise base because everyone and their dog has it, and I wanted to see what all the fuss was about because I absolutely love doing eyeshadow, and if it makes it any easier then obviously I'm gonna try it out. So just blending that shade through the crease and up towards the brow. Nice and light. I'm doing circular motions. This shade does have a lot of, not a lot actually, it's just typical amount of fallout, not a lot. So once that shade is on, I'm going to take, and this is just stained, I washed it yesterday, I'm going to take the shade Diffuse, which is the third shade in the palette, and I'm just going to apply it kind of roughly in that same area, but like in the crease, so like in the eye socket, so like that part of the eye where you've got like no bone, just that part. and it will make a harsh line, and this shade does have a bit more fallout than the other one, as you can maybe see. So just circling that into the shade above it. And kind of like blending them together a little bit. So I've been doing my eyeshadow a lot recently, and one thing I've realised that I can do is I can like I can raise this eyebrow, but like when I'm like trying to get it to do it, I can't do it. But like if I like try and check my eyeshadow, I'm like this. I don't know. It looks so stupid, but I'm gonna go back in with Void, which is the first shade. And just go over that shade at the top, at the bottom. Blend them a bit more together. So once that shade is all blended out and placed where you want it, I'm going to take the shade Fortify, which is on the top row, second last, and I'm just going to, it's like a dark brown, I'm just going to apply that to the outsides of my eye, and like kind of through the crease a little bit alongside diffuse. I'm kind of just packing that on there. I can blend it in with diffuse in a second. It doesn't need to be perfect. I'm like not. Oh, I'm not trying to get like a massive. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm good at eyeshadow normally, but I'm not trying to be great at eyeshadow today. I'm just trying to test out the palette and test out the PLouise base. So just going back in with diffuse and blend that together with Fortify. Just darkening out the edges. And I'm just going to go back in with Void and take that along the top of diffuse a little bit. Kind of just blend them all together a little bit more. It does look a little bit patchy, but I think that's either because of the base or maybe just because I can't blend. But it's come from that shade Fortify. It's kind of, I don't know if you can see it, it's left a line. So I'm going to put diffuse and Void on the same brush. There we go, that'll do. That's what it's looking like. And then, I don't know whether to do a cut crease or not. I don't even know what shade to use. I think I might use the shade Muse, and that's Muse next to the, ow, my elbow, my shoulder keeps clicking. I'm going to use that shade Muse in the centre there, next to the glittery gold. And I think I might do a quick cut crease just to test them both, because I always do cut creases. I'm going to just do this bit off camera just to get it over and done with quicker, so be right back. So as you can see, I have now applied my cut crease to this eye. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reapply Fortify, which is that dark brown shade, onto the edges and kind of like blend it in to the cut crease. I haven't done a neutral eye in so long. I've been like obsessed with colour. I've actually just ordered the Conspiracy palette by Shane Dawson. Can't say it. By Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. Like, I've wanted it since the minute it released, but I was working when it released, so like my sister was trying to order it for me and she couldn't get it because obviously like the website was down and stuff. So I've literally just got my hands on it now. I don't have it yet. I keep what's it called? Reloading my my emails. Trying to get the email to say that it's dispatched, but it's not doing it, so I guess I'm going to have to wait a few days. Then I'm going to go back in with diffuse, and I've also ordered that new Sample Beauty. It's like the dual toned palette or something like that. It's the newest one anyway. Got that for £20 off Beauty Bay, and that brings my points. It's like they're called tribe points. That brings my tribe points up to 1,130. So when it gets to 2,000, I'm going to get the mini jawbreaker for free, which sounds good. So hopefully when Jeffrey launches his new palette, which is this month sometime, I'll get it and it'll put my points up a bit more. Okay, it's turned slightly white. I need to add more of that void shade because it just looks like my eyes drop in. I'm gonna go back in with dark brown, fortify on that brush and deepen it up because we need it deep. I can't make up my mind whether I like doing it deep, medium, light, or light, medium, deep. That diffuse shade is quite fallouty, I'm not gonna lie. Out of all of the three shades, Fortify is the best, Diffuse is the worst. And I'm just blending that in with the Dress Up 231 Luxe Petite brush for the crease. It doesn't look great at the moment, but I'll fix it in a minute. Then I'm going to go back in with Void and just place that slightly over the top of Diffuse. And this is just with like a big Revolution brush. God's sake. For some reason, Diffuse just doesn't want to matte. It just doesn't want to mix with the other two shades. I'm thinking maybe it was Diffuse that's the problem and not Fortify. See, like, it's left a patch right there. I'm going to keep applying Diffuse until it starts to behave itself. There we go. See, these colours just don't want to mix. Back in with Void to get rid of that harsh line again. That'll do for now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply the lid shade. And I'm going to apply the lid shade with Dress Up 257 Detail Shader, and I'm going in with Muse. There. Very pretty. And I'm not going to wet it. Just going to put it where that dry concealer, not concealer, what's it called? The cut crease canvas. I'm just going to put it where that is. Wow, it's actually showing up really well. That is very pretty. I'm going to spritz this a little bit. I'm going to just spritz it with the Primark priming water. Got it all over my mirror, didn't I? I'm going to apply that again. Oh yeah, I think it looks better with the water. And I'm going to try it with my finger as well, actually. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we've learned that it applies much better with your finger and with water, I think anyway. I prefer to apply shadows with a brush, personally. And when they don't apply well with the brush, then I get quite judgy of the palette and I don't really like to go back to it. I like the shimmers to be quite wet, kind of like Jeffree Star's Jawbreaker palette. Oh, and this is so good. These shades are just so dark though. I mean, look at that. It's not an everyday kind of palette at all. And this is the shade I'm using, by the way. So I'm just taking that to the outer corner. I might just finish this eye off quickly off camera, because if I'm going to do the PLouise side and I'm going to go through all the eyeshadow look all over again, I don't want to take up too much memory on my memory card, and I don't want my camera battery to run out, so I'll be back in 5 minutes. So I've just finished this eye off camera, and this is how it looks. And I'm not overly happy with it, but it could be worse. So it's just the fact that Diffuse, that middle shade, and Fortify, they're not really blending together, so it just looks muddy. But I was testing the palette, so I'm just going to crack on with it and see if it gets any better. But for the part that the whole video is about, I'm going to be testing PLouise now on this eye. So what I'm going to do, I never opened it before, so okay, there's no hole I need to puncture or anything. What I'm going to do is, did I just apply it straight to, oh, my eye is so oily, like no wonder I've been getting millions. But anyway, I need to just, I don't know how light is it going to be and how much is enough. Like, is that enough? And do you cut creases with it? I don't know how much is enough. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay, let's see if it's thick. I'm going to start blending it with my finger first. See the consistency. Wow, that is thick. Sorry that I'm staring at the screen. It's just that I'm trying to see if I'm in focus. It's really thick and white. Like, I got a really light colour, didn't I? Okay, well, I can't blend it out with my fingers, so I'm going to blend it out with my sponge. And wow, I feel like that has given my eye quite a lot of coverage. But you know what? I'm going to put a little bit more on. Like, why not? This is my first time using it, so like that'll do, like the tiniest bit. Can you believe that this is £10? This little thing is £10. It better be blooming worth it. And plus I paid $5.99 for shipping, which I didn't know included $5.99 for shipping. I mean, it came in less than a week, despite us being on lockdown and stuff, which was good. I mean, I got an email saying it's been shipped like one day after I'd ordered it, so I was very happy with that. Although I couldn't track it, which it said I could, but I was surprised when I got it at my door and it made me happy, so I'm not complaining. Right, so I'm just going to start off with Void, the lightest shade, and I'm going to dab it. Why am I dabbing? I always drag, but like I don't want to disrupt I don't want to disrupt the base. To be honest, it's not even disrupting it, to be fair. I mean, it's not as high coverage as I thought it was going to be. And then I'm just blending Diffuse through the crease and up into avoid. I think the mistake I maybe made with the other eye was that I used too much of diffuse. Maybe it's just one of those shades that is just there to like add a tiny bit of definition. Back in with void, kind of pack that on top of diffuse, kind of blend it out. Been wanting to try this palette out for ages, ever since I got it. Now with Fortify in the outer corners and slightly into, oh no, not on there, slightly into the crease. I really don't like playing with dark shadows. That's a film, Dark Shadows. Sorry, I found that amusing. I'm going to tap it on diffuse. Oh my god, so scary. Please don't go wrong. I mean, it's just going to get covered up with a cut crease canvas anyway, but these brushes are quite good as well. Right, so now I'm going to just cut the crease on this eye and I will be right back. Right, so I have just cut my crease on this side, but you might be able to tell it's a little bit darker. And that's because I cut it with the PLouise base, because I wanted to test out whether or not it would be a good cut crease canvas. So, and also it's also a little bit higher than the size. So I'm going to sort out that eye as well. I mean, I can't exactly just add more cut crease canvas, so I'll just add a wee bit more glitter. Well, shimmer. No, it's still much higher. It's really high. Okay, anyway, I'm going to see what it sticks like. Right, interesting. It's not mind-blowing, it's just like, it is literally just like adding shimmer to concealer. It is really pigmented, this shade. Muse. Oh, it's really crumbly if you move around your brush inside the pan. I always do that eye so much higher than this eye. I mean, look at that, right? My eye is closed, and you can just see the cut crease. But this eye, my eye's closed, and you can still see it like way up there. Like, don't want to make it too high. It's a bit better. I mean, I've kind of already blended on this eye though. I'm gonna have to do it again. Oh my god, I don't like doing blending. Anyway. So yeah, the shimmer is applying fine to the PLouise base, which is good. Just gonna apply it with my finger now. This shimmer is kind of making my eyelid look really scaly. My eyelids were nice and straight. Take that crease brush or shader brush and get right into the inner corners. Then I'm going to take the shade Vexer, which is like a silver, and I'm just going to go over the middle of the eyelid. And kind of highlight it a bit. You can't really tell the difference, but it's helping pop it a bit more. Put some on the side too. Okay, so what? Oh wow. This is what the eyes are looking like, and my battery sign's just flashing. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to quickly go off camera, finish the eyes, blend them out, get that harsh line away, apply my products to my face, and I'll be right back. So that's me back from putting on the rest of my eyeshadow, and this is what it's looking like. I'm just zooming you in. This is what it's looking like now. And my final verdict on it, on this eyeshadow palette, is that it's a very good palette. It is drugstore, so it's obviously it's going to be not as high quality as like a Jeffree Star palette, shimmer, or a Too Faced or an Urban Decay. You know, it's not going to be knocking them out of the park or anything. But it worked, and I really like what I got out of it. But a few of the shades I used were really fallouty, so like Diffuse and Void were really fallouty. Fortify was actually really good, but I don't know if that's because of the brush I was using. I don't know whether like brushes with finer, like you know how, let's see, these two different kinds of brushes. This one was for Fortify and this one was for like Diffuse and Void. So these ones are more like separated. You can see the eyeshadow coming out of it. Like it's, the brushes are a bit more far apart. Whereas this one, the bristles are a bit more compact and closer together. It's a bit more dense. So it might depend on what brush you use. I don't know. But it is a really good eyeshadow palette. Not one that I would reach for because honestly, it's not my colours at all. It's got two nice, it's full of really nice shimmers. It's got a nice shimmer blue here, and it's got 1, 2, 3 glitters in it. And like I said, I don't like glitters in the palette, but if you do, then, and you like Revolution Pro, or if you're a makeup artist, I don't know, you might want to include this in your kit. There's, like I said, there's two others. There's the blush one, and I can't remember what the other one's called, but it's like a rainbow kind of packaging. It's like a crazy, it's like the crazy sister to this palette. It's got bright colours in it. So anyway, so what you were here for, if you've been watching the video, my verdict on the PLouise is that I really like it. Well, from what I've seen so far, it hasn't creased or anything. It hasn't made the eyeshadow harder to apply. It hasn't dried my eyes out or anything. Well, my eye, I only applied it to one eye. It made a really good cut crease canvas, and this eye actually turned out better than this eye, so I don't know whether that was because the base was easier to blend or not, but yeah, I'm definitely going to keep on I'm going to keep on applying this in the future. I'll probably go for a darker shade next time, but yeah, I will probably use this for cutting my crease all the time. And note to self, it's actually, you don't actually need to apply a lot. And I'll maybe get a darker colour next time. But yeah, it says on the top it's got 5 stars, so it's obviously a very hyped up product, and it's very popular for the makeup industry. But $15.99 to get it delivered to your door. I don't know about that. I think maybe it could be. I understand £10 for this is a good price because it's very good. It's a very good eyeshadow base. Well, it says cosmetic base. It doesn't say eyeshadow base, but I'm assuming that's what you would use it for anyway. But $5.99 for packaging. and postage. I think it's a bit steep. So I ordered the new Conspiracy palette. Well, it's not new. I ordered the Conspiracy palette and I ordered the new Sample Beauty palette from Beauty Bay, and since it's over £20, I got the postage and packaging for free. I think that if you spend over £10 on PLouise, you should get the postage and package for free. But like I said at the start of the video, it did come very fast, so I'm happy with it. I give it 5 stars. And also they could put, if it was going to be £10, they could put a bit more in the bottle, in the tube, you know. But yeah, that's my video. This is my eye look. So I hope you liked watching, and I'm so sorry that I blabbered on. I haven't done a video in so long, and I kind of just wanted to get in front of the camera again, and I don't know, I want to upload. I want to upload more often, so I'm thinking about maybe being a bit more active and maybe posting once a week, maybe like every Monday, or I don't know. I think I may be posting again this time. Sometime this week again, because my Conspiracy palette and my Sample Beauty palette will arrive, so I'd love to do a video on that. So anyway, that was the eyeshadow look, and hope you guys are all well. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe down below, and you know, take care of yourselves. Have a good day. Bye.